What up, J Girl Beauties? How are you guys doing on this wonderful Friday night? I hope you guys are doing swell. Anyways, this Halloween series or Halloween tutorials have been crazy. I'm glad that it's finally over and everything. Did everybody get any of Jeffree Star conspiracy palettes, eyeshadow, bundles, anything? Well, I'm very upset. I'm sad. I'm kind of mad because I was having problems today. I was trying to get two bundles, and well, I stood up, I put my alarm on, and I was right on time, like right at 10 minutes before 11. And as soon as it went online, I clicked on it so fast so I could see if I could get the bundles, right? So as soon as I clicked on it, it kept saying error, 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 it crashed, right? So it kept saying download, download, and all this crazy stuff. So finally, me and my husband were able to get it on one of our iPads. So we clicked on it, we put our two bundles in the cart, and we were waiting online. Like it said everything like, wait online, don't refresh your paper until it's finally done. So we didn't. We kept waiting, and I stood like a whole hour or 45 minutes waiting for it to finally go back up, right? And I had a lunch date, so I just got in the shower, and I told my husband to watch it. And so as soon as it came up, it went in and it said, put all your information in, credit card, your payment method, and place your order. So he did everything, and when he pushed place order, a message, an error came up saying your merchandise was sold out. So yeah, I'm sad. I'm hurt and I'm kind of mad because that's kind of messed up. You know, I waited all day, waited for a whole hour to finally get in line so I could purchase my stuff that was in the cart. And then for it to say place your order and then pop up and say your merchandise or anything that was in your cart is gone, it's sold out. Like, come on. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's what my morning was about. So I didn't get anything. Ah, how awful. How sad. Because I was really looking forward to this collection and getting it because I told myself that this was the last that I was going to be spending on. And so yeah, that's that. So anyways, guys, um, I got, oh, I didn't get, I'm wearing the bat wings from Likely Makeup, and they're on my eyes right now. I like them. I like her anxious angel ones too. And today I'm wearing the um, Nikita Dragon's face palette. Oh my gosh, I like it. Like I was scared, and I'm kind of still intimidated by this color, but I was wondering, like, this color right here, wondering like if you could use that like a little bit to like contour more, I don't know. But anyways, I like her little mirror. I've been wearing this for a while. Like I got it and I've tried it. This is like the third time I think I'm wearing it on my face. So I use the Femme bronzer, and then I use the BB Girl blush, and I've tried the Fantasy highlighter, and I've tried the silicone. Today I'm wearing the silicone highlighter. So yeah, I've been liking this. So, oh, and then what I'm wearing is Kylie Jenner's lip in Malibu. Like, this is my favorite. This is my second lip that I got from her in Malibu. And then I'm wearing the Manny MUA lip gloss in the color Celine. I use this on every lipstick that I put on. I always put the lip gloss on. So this is what I'm wearing. And before I forget, anybody know Jessica Kent or Just Kent? I purchased her merch. I got her shirt, her pants. They say, oh, hold on, guys. They say, by my past strengthened. And I wore these queen bee shoes because she's a queen bee and she talks about it in her videos and stuff. So I found these at Target and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get them. So when I'm wearing her merch, and I'm going to show her this. So if anybody knows Jessica Kent, if anybody listens to her videos or watches her, tell her I said hi. And if you watch me and you want to know who Jessica Kent is, go and visit her channel. And I'm drinking Dr. Pepper in her cup, her mug. Because I wasn't going to do coffee right now because I don't have any coffee. So Jessica Kent is someone I found when I started watching Christina Randall. She was talking about her as well. So I clicked on her link because I just like what she stands for and how much she's just loving and genuine, and she helps a lot of people out on her journey. She's been in jail as well. And what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is me going to jail for domestic violence. And when I say going to jail, I went to jail for my first offense for domestic violence. But I was going to court a lot of times for fighting for domestic violence. And I wanted to print these out for you guys so you guys don't think like I'm just lying about it. But yeah, I've been in jail for domestic violence twice. I'll talk to you about the second time I went to jail, but today we're going to be talking about my first offense and when I first went to jail. These are 3 here, and I guess after a certain while, because I looked a while back, maybe like 6 months ago, and all my stuff was there, and now there was only 3 offenses. So I don't know what happened to the other ones, or after so many years it goes away or whatnot, but these are 3 times that I went to jail, and I went to court like 9, 10, 11 times for domestic violence. So yeah, this was my first time going to jail in 1990. It says I went to jail for 4/15/98. So I was 19 years old when I went to jail for my first time. Yeah, see, I went to jail for my first time in 1998 for, it says right here, for battery against a household member. So yeah. So one night, me and my sister, she's 6 years younger than me. So if I was 19, she was 14. So she was telling me one day, she was like, you had a daughter, you had a baby at a young age, you had it out of wedlock, and I don't know, she was saying a lot of stuff that night. And me, like I said, back then, I didn't care what people said. The way I dealt with things was fighting, hitting, and I didn't care. I wasn't going to sit here and talk to you about anything. I wasn't going to sit here and have a big old conversation about what was going on. It was just, put your hands up, let's throw down, you know? And so when she started saying that, me and her started fighting, and I started hitting her. And my sister's always grabbing stuff. So she would always grab things, and she would always throw things at you. No matter what, I think even till this day, she'll still grab whatever she finds and she'll throw it at you. But yeah, she had hit me with the candle, and she threw the candle, and I was just like punching her and hitting her, and I was like kicking her ass, and my mom wasn't going to stop us because I used to hit her, you know, like I said in my other previous videos that I used to hit her before. So she wasn't going to stop us or anything or try to break us up. She couldn't. She's a tiny little thing too. So instead of doing that, she called the cops on me and my sister, and the cops came and they arrested me. And because they were like, I didn't know, like, what the heck, like, I didn't really think that they would arrest you for fighting your own family members, but they do. And they did. So they got me in handcuffs, they turned me around, and they said I was going to jail. So they put me in the cop car, and they arrested my sister as well, and she went to the D home. Well, my mom went to go pick her up. Okay, so He puts me in the cop car, and we're driving down to the to the jail, right? Never been in a cop car, never been in jail, never been with handcuffs or anything. They put them on you, it kind of hurts. You're sitting on a hard board while you're in the cop car, and your hands are behind your back, and it's not comfortable. So you get there and you get to jail, and this is when the jail was at downtown. And once I got to jail, they brought you in this room, and they have you squat and do your cough, and and everybody's watching you, everybody's looking at you. And I think I was even on my period that night, so I had a tampon on, and we get in this holding cell together. And there's like a big old holding cell with all kinds of people, and everybody's talking to you. They're asking you why you're in here and what happened, why did you get arrested, and you tell them, everybody's telling you why you're in there and stuff. And so then all of a sudden I'm like freaking out, like, fuck, what did I do? Why was I doing that? Why am I in here? So um these girls are in there, and they're talking about, like, what do we do? I mean, they're trying to get, some stuff out of their cooch, or their, the other end, which is back here. And so they tell me, and they put me up to going to the window and watching to see if anybody's coming, if any, COs coming by or anybody passing by, so they don't get in trouble. You got to watch the door, right? So they tell me to go and watch the door. So I'm out the window, and I'm watching out, looking out, and making sure that I'm seeing right, and I'm able to catch someone that when they're coming, so I could tell them, someone's coming. So they don't get in trouble, I don't get in trouble, and then my ass don't get beat. So yeah, I watched out for the door, and then after that, then I was good. That day, I don't think I was allowed to go use the phone or anything, but I need the restroom, and I was like, hell no, I'm not going to this restroom, because there's a restroom in there where you could use the restroom, and all these people are watching you and looking at you, and I'm like, sorry, excuse my language, F that. I'm not going to use the restroom. I'm not taking off my tampon. None of that. Like, what the heck? So I stood there. I didn't use the restroom. I was holding it the whole time. And then all of a sudden they let evidence, I think, because it was my first time, my first offense. So they let me go, and I left, and someone came to pick me up. I think it was my mom. They picked me up, and then I went home. And I was like, dang, that was like crazy. I'm glad that I was able to leave without staying there or doing anything after being in a holding cell, right? So my sister was already home because my mom had went right away, I guess, to pick her up. So she got to go home right away. And she was already home, and I don't know if we were still mad at each other or what, but I think I was still pretty pissed off at her because she was calling me a whore, and that I had a baby out of wedlock, and I was so young to be having a kid. I don't know what happened or what came upon her or why she was talking to me like that and telling me that shit, but it was like on when she said that shit, and I was in jail because of it, so yeah. So I think we made up after that and everything was cool. Um, but yeah, like, since everything that was going on with me in my whole life, like, I was already just like a person that had so much anger, so much hatred, so much hurt, so much pain, where I was always square up. It's time to fight. That's all I knew is fighting, hitting. How I dealt with shit. I have never lost a fight, not to brag or anything, but I've never got my ass kicked or anything. I always wanted to join the UFC, never got to do it. Um, I don't know. I just was never, I always fought guys too. Like, I wasn't scared to fight a guy. My sister would always get drunk. And you know how some people can get drunk and, like, they could get drunk and they don't know how to fight or anything. They just like freeze up and they're drunk and they don't know how to fight. But when they're not drunk, they can fight. Well, that's what happened with my sister a lot. And we would hang out a lot. Me and my oldest sister, we were always hanging out together. We were really close when we grew up. Really, really close. So we would hang out. We'd go to parties and stuff. And my sister was, I don't know what happened. She was dating dumb girls, I guess, with dumb. I was beating the shit out of her one night, and she was all bloody, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I went over there, and I was like, "What the f? You know, what the hell are you doing? Fighting someone that's drunk and fucked effed up and can't even do anything? Like, what's your problem?" So I started hitting him, and I was punching him, and I was hitting him and stuff, and he was like, "What the hell? What are you doing? You're a girl. I don't give a shit. I'll hit you like a dude." And I said, "Do what you gotta do." I told him. Love you, bye. So he was like, "Yeah." He's all, "You think that you're all hard?" He's all, "I'll hit you. I don't care if you're a girl." He's all, "You want to hit me like a dude?" He's all, "I'll hit you back." And I was like, "Do what you gotta do, dude. Like, I don't give a f." I was like, "You're beating up this person that's all drunk that can't even defend herself. Like, what the f?" You know? So yeah, I was hitting him and stuff. He didn't hit me or anything, but yeah, I used to fight guys. Like I said, my baby daddy, he was 6 foot, and I'm this little short person that was all tiny and skinny. I was petite. I was tiny, tiny, tiny. And I would hit him, and I used to hit him a lot. And I think after a while, I stopped hitting him, but that's all I knew about. Like, my friend and us were talking, I called her, I think, and we were just talking about things. And then she was just like, "I was listening to your video." She's on. "I remember when you fought one of my friends and you were like a bully." She's all, "Now I understand, like, why, because I'm listening to your videos. Now I understand." And I was like, "I wasn't a bully." So I tried to explain to her that this girl kept picking on me on the bus, and she kept tying me shit. And she kept tying me shit and kept tying me stuff. And finally, everybody was like instigating it. They're like, "Are you just going to get out of the bus and just beat her butt? Because she keeps on and she keeps on." And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I already had enough of her. Like, I don't know what she was tying me, but she kept tying me shit. She kept tying me stuff and kept tying me stuff." So I told her that day, I was like, "You know what? Get off the bus. Get off the bus. I'm going to beat your butt right now, right here." So she got off the bus. I got off the bus. We walked into this alley, and I started punching her and I started hitting her. And then I like got her to the floor somehow, and I just got on top of her, and I was punching her and I was punching her. And I was hitting her and I was hitting her. And I didn't want to stop. I just didn't want to stop. I just kept on and kept on. And everybody's like, "Stop, stop already. You already kicked her butt. Let's go, let's go." So I finally stopped, and I went home, went to my friend's house, and I was staying there for a while before I went home. And me and my friend were there hanging out and stuff. And then we hear a knock at the door, and it was the girl that I beat up. It was her mom. And the girl that I was talking to that on the phone the other day, she was with her because that was her friend. So when she got to my friend's house, the mom said, "Why did you beat up my daughter? My daughter wouldn't hurt a fly." And I was like, "Yeah, you got that right. She wouldn't hurt nothing." And so she grabbed me out of my friend's house, and she threw me on the ground and the grass. My friend had grass, and she started punching me, and I started covering my face because I didn't want her to hit my face. And I kept on like moving so she wouldn't hit me. And she was like a big girl, like for a 95-pound girl, for a big old mom, pregnant. I found out she was pregnant at the time, on top of me, trying to hit me, and I'm trying to push her off and get her off, and she's just like hitting me because I beat up her daughter. And I'm just like trying to move my face and try to move my face so she doesn't hit me or hurt my face, because like the face, gotta hide that face, gotta protect this face, see what I'm saying? Just kidding. Anyways, so yeah. So then after she finally got off me and she left, and I went home and I told my parents what she had done, what happened, that I fought, this girl because she kept bugging me. So I fought her. And then I said, and then the mom came and she got on top of me and she started beating the crap out of me. So the next day we went to school, and they suspended us for 3 days. And I told, them that the mom had went and beat me up, and they wanted to press charges and stuff. But like I said, just like with the guy that molested me, we don't want to press charges. We go to church. We're Christians. We don't like to do all that because we don't like to sue people or anything like that. So it's just whatever. And I'm like, I think back about it, and sometimes I'm like, I wish I would have prosecuted her. This is a big grown ass mother, like, going to beat a little kid up. because you beat her daughter up. Like, I wouldn't do that with my kids, you know? Like, my kids fight someone, I'm not going to go and beat up their friend because they beat up my kid, you know? Because I don't know. I just think that was crazy. But yeah. And so my friend was like, "You were a bully." And I was like, "No, wait a minute. This is the story, you know?" But yeah, so like I said, I was always hitting, fighting. I was angry. I hated everybody. I just hated everything about my life. Like, I was a blunt person. I would tell you whatever I felt and thought, and I didn't care. And if you had a problem with me, it was like, square up. Let's do this. You know, that's just me. I did a look of the Grinch, and because Nikki Tutorials was talking about how she used to see herself a long time ago, so that's what she had came up with. I mean, she came up with something like what reminded her of something about like Halloween, and how she used to be like, you know, in a dark place. So how she viewed herself, and it just gave me that idea of who I used to look like. You know, yeah, a witch, green face. But then I was like, oh no. Um, so I wanted to do a look of the Grinch because I was the Grinch. I had a black heart. Um, I was ugly. I would walk around and if someone was staring at me, I was like, "What the fuck are you staring at? Do you have a fucking problem? Solve it, you know?" And so I was just like ugly, and I had wounds and scars and that were so deep inside that I just hurt other people because I was thriving for that attention, for that love, and for that love and affection and attention from my mother that didn't give it to me because she was ugly the way she was when I was growing up, and saying that I provoked my uncle to do what he did. I was in a dark place because, like I said, I used to ask myself and think that maybe I did do something to him, but then I had to realize and come to realization that I didn't. But I hated myself. I was suicidal. Like I said, I thought of things, you know, I almost like, you know, Jessica, she used to be a heroin addict, and this is her on the shirt. And I used to think to try some drugs, you know, too, sometimes. And I just wanted something to ease the pain, to get rid of the pain that ran so deep inside me, and just to think back of how I was hurting so much that all I knew is hands and how to hit and how to be ugly. That's all I knew about, you know? That's all how everything was. That's how I treated my baby daddy. Used to hit him a lot, you know? Um, I stopped that after a while. When I got with my ex husband, it was just always hitting him because that's just the person I was, and that's why I did that look. And then I put a scar on it, you know, with the blood coming out, with the stitches, because that's what was inside me. And this ugly person, this ugly face, and this angry, black-hearted person, that was me. Be writing a book because of my whole life, and there's going to be stuff that I don't talk about on YouTube in my book. And what my life was all about. It was always about hitting, fighting, domestic violence. Like I said, domestic violence, domestic violence. I seen a judge a lot of times for domestic violence, you know. I had to go to community service. So I would go and clean, or I would go and have counseling with our church, our pastor. And that's how I took care of my lot of things that I went to court for. So yeah, I was ugly. I was ruthless. I didn't give a fuck about anybody or anybody said to me, you know. That's just the person I was and how I grew up. And I was always mad. I hated myself. I thought I was the most ugliest person, and I was, I'm sure. Looking back, I was probably the ugliest person because my heart was ugly just as much as my face was ugly, you know? And my attitude and everything about me, it was so ugly, you know? When we're hurting people and we're going through a struggle and we want someone to hear our cry, you know, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't see the scars, don't see the wounds, don't know what any of us are going through, you know? So they don't understand why we're the way that we are. But there's a lot of things that go on with us that we're hurting so bad deep inside that we don't know how to express ourselves or how to talk to anybody or reach out, because there's hardly anybody that's there for you. Like, I've never had family. I never had like family. I've never been close to my sisters, never been close to my mom and dad. So I don't know how that is, you know. Didn't really have friends growing up much because with my ex-husband, he was ugly, so like I really didn't have anybody to talk to or anything like that. He used to keep me away from my family as well, but which it didn't matter because it was whatever. Like they were never there for me. You know, my dad kicked me out when I was 16 years old, so I had to live with my baby daddy. So yeah, guys, follow me, guys. Don't forget on my social medias. It'll be linked in the description bar. Facebook, um, Snapchat, Instagram. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share a video if someone's going through the same thing or you think that they'll benefit from it. Share my videos, guys. Thank you, and never forget, te amo muchísimo. Just get